Good afternoon and welcome back, ladies, gents and Pikachus. Just a little video on how impossible it is for a man to be a good Muslim. Now hear me out, I'm not saying you can't try to be a good Muslim, I'm not even saying you can't follow the Quran. But if you follow the Quran and you try as hard as you can, you're not going to be a good Muslim, because the way that the commands are written are so sneaky and tangled up that if you're following one part, that makes you fall foul of another part, and there's just no way around it. And I think this is further proof that Allah hates your guts and wants you to live in sin. He doesn't want to reward you, He doesn't want you to be a good Muslim, He wants you to burn in hell. And that is out of the Quran of the Muslims. This is His own writing. For instance, you are not allowed to deny your religion, neither are you allowed to conceal the truth to another. You have to sell your religion truthfully, as in you need to tell people what's in this book when you speak about it. It's a sin for you to not tell people what's in this book truthfully. But in another part, he tells you you have to preach up, which means to give people praise they have not deserved, and to cover up the sins of your brothers. So how are you going to do one of those things? How are you going to preach up and cover the sins of your brothers in this book, while at the same time telling people the truth of this book? It's impossible. For instance, I just did a video about a guy whose claimed name was Ariel Kaplan. It was clearly just a pissed off Muslim, but he was using a fake name and account to tell me I was telling lies about this book and that I was biased by talking about it. But if you think about it, the only reason he turned up to say that to me was because he was trying his hardest to be a good Muslim in the eyes of Allah. But in order for him to say that, he had to approach me with a fake name and account and tell lies and be a hypocrite. So he's not following the Quran. Do you see what I'm saying? That guy was trying his hardest. He was attacking me, a complete stranger, calling me out for lies I never told by telling lies himself. All in the service of Allah, trying to sell his religion and defend his religion from criticism. But it's impossible, because the criticism I made was fair, and I even supplied the Quran of the Muslims as my source document. So because he had to, on one hand, tell the truth about this book, he couldn't because I already did and it was indefensible. He was upset that I was telling the truth about his book and felt the need to try to censor me by calling me biased and a liar. But he had to do this from behind a fake account with a fake name. So in conclusion, I think as we get through more of this book, we're nearly at the end of the first surah. After the next episode, we're going to be starting to read the second surah, and we're going to see more and more evidence to add to the existing huge mound of evidence we already have, that Allah fucking hates Muslims and wants you all punished and to die in sin and be His companion in the darkest depths while burning in His fire. So let's hope that Muslims realise what is happening here, that Allah is tricking you all into sin so that He can have your soul and you can burn with Him in the darkest depths forever. Let's hope you realise that that's happening and escape from the slavery that He makes you submit to. That's why He calls it, Islam means submission. That's why He calls it submission. Because you, if you want to be a Muslim, you have to submit to His guidance, and His guidance is always bad and leads you to sin. So let's hope they figure that out before next time. That's the end of this video. Hope you enjoyed that and you learned something, and I will see you in the next one. Bye now. O ye Muslims, it's time for you to wake up and recognise Allah is screwing you over with the Quran, and the best thing for you to do is renounce His mind control over you, be free, and live in true grace and mercy.